Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we'll be reviewing not one, but two sets from Arrtx together. I'm really excited. I love Arrtx. I have purchased from them before and they were kind enough to send these two sets for me to test out and see what these are looking like. I'm really excited. I have opened these up before. I'm gonna be honest. They look amazing and I'm really excited to share them with you. But for context, I have purchased from them earlier on this year this set. This was purchased with my own money because I was looking for some alcohol markers that I could use for some coloring books because I was curious about the medium and I haven't really used alcohol markers before. I got this set of 80 colors. This was about 80 euros, I think that this is what this cost me. Cheaper than a lot of alcohol markers out there, but still kind of pricier than some other brands that are a bit suspiciously cheap. I am really in love with these. This is their color swatches because they do send you this list of color swatches that you can fill out so that you always know what colors you're working with. And these are phenomenal. Again, for context, I also have these from Winsor & Newton. These are phenomenal. However, this set of 6, I believe, was like 22 euros, and each one of these was like 4, which is pretty normal for alcohol markers. Just to give some context, I know that for most brands that are more professional, it's like an average of 4 or 5 euros per marker. So this was still cheaper than that usual average. These were like normal price. For comparison, 4 to 5 euros per marker. This was 80 euros for 80 markers, which in comparison made a bargain. I know that there are some cheaper brands out there, but for the quality that I found with these, which I didn't really notice that much of a difference between these I can tell they're kind of better a little bit in the sense that they blend out a little bit more, but not to the point where this would have cost me like 4 times that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about testing these two sets because I already did like that one a lot and I had been eyeing on these and I was considering purchasing them myself. And then Arrtx so kindly sent them to me. So we're gonna start with the smaller one, I think. Let's just start with this. We're gonna open them together, even though I've already looked at these, but we're gonna open them and I'm gonna swatch them on camera so you guys can have an idea of what the colors actually look like on paper. So when you get an Arrtx box, you get just like a little thank you card and you get the swatching paper, which I haven't swatched these yet, so this one we'll be filling out together. And this is what these colors look like. This is more of a skin tone color palette. I love this. I love it. I think this is so cute. I'm not the biggest person when it comes to like painting or drawing faces, but these are such like cute, cozy tones that I'm really excited about using these on coloring pages. And by the way, the boxes are adorable. They have messages like this for these two sets. This one says shoot for the moon, even if you miss you'll blend among the stars, which is so really cute. And they always have this handle, which I find really handy. I'm gonna just take this off because this sleeve can come off right now, but it just says the same thing as it says on the box. And then one thing that I adore is that the lid is like this, right? So as you can see, it's slanted and you can just pull it back and you can have it be supported like this on your desk, which is good. And even if you want to have this like showcase, if you want the colors to be out, because in theory you shouldn't store markers vertically because that will cause the ink to deposit and dry out. You should have them as best as you can horizontally, so this is great for that purpose. But this is what this color scheme looks like. I think it's really, really beautiful. And even if you're not a big person in drawing or illustrating like me, I think there's still plenty of usage for this, and I'm really excited to color in some very cozy coloring pages with this one. So let's just put this one to the side. We can open up the second one and then we'll swatch everything in one go. This is the other one. By the way, this one is 48 colors for the skin tone themed, and this one is 66. This is just a pastel set. So let's say that this is like their standard main one for like the normal color story, and then you have the pastels and the skin tone shades. So that's what we're working with. This is 66 pastel shades. This one says pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes, which is so cute. And this one is all like foiled and metallic, which I love. We love a cute aesthetic packaging. Again, we have the little page for the swatches, which says the same thing. And then we have some tips here to just be careful and to maintain your markers in a good state. Both of the sets come with a black and with a white, which is good because in case you don't want to buy everything, you always have at least one of each of those because they do tend to run out quick if you use them a lot at the basics. I do think that there is a little bit of an overlap with these sets. I think that some of them repeat because at least I see 131 and 131 again, which makes sense because, again, not everyone's going to buy all of the sets. Maybe you just want to grab the ones that you gravitate more towards. I understand that there will be people that will just buy this. Some will only buy the pastels and some will actually only buy the other one. So it makes sense that there are some repeats, but most of them do seem to be a little bit different, at least from set to set. Let's get cracking. Let's start swatching these because I am very excited. And one thing that I will mention is that I've noticed this, and I understand because it's different to have one color in plastic and one color in actual ink, but there does tend to be some difference between the color in the caps and the color that the actual markers are. So it really is a best practice to fill out the swatch page just to have a good, clear idea of what the colors are. But let's get swatching because I'm really excited.
Hello everyone, Future Editing Me here, just dropping by to say that I'm sorry that there isn't the complete footage of me swatching both of the sets. Something happened. I don't know if I was really tired and I forgot to press record at the right times. I don't know if my phone was very tired and decided to not record the whole thing. Something happened. I lost footage. There's still footage of me swatching the sets. It's just not the complete footage. And I'm really sorry about that. But as you can see, the swatching sheets, they have for each tone of marker, they have 2 boxes. So what I did with that is that I did what the colors look like with one swatch and with 2. So like one sweep of the marker gives you the lightest shade and the darkest shade is 2 coats, so to speak. Because with alcohol markers, you need to let them dry out a little bit. They need to dry before you can build up the color. If you try to build up the color while the marker is still very wet, the only thing that you're going to be doing is you're just going to be blending the color. You need to let it dry. If you give it like a second or two for it to dry and set into the paper, then you can go over and build it up a little bit and just darken that shade. So that's what I did.
Okay, so we're all done with the swatches for the skin tone markers. During the meantime that I was swatching, I aligned the colors in the box with the colors on the swatch page because this will pretty much be what I'll be using to reference these. One thing that kind of bothers me, and I had this issue with the one that I bought as well, is that for some reason the numbers are not like color coordinated and they don't really come like arranged by colors in the box, which is slightly annoying, but you know what? I'll just reference this, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense, and that way they're organized. I know exactly which one I'm pulling in comparison to the swatches. Now, as far as the color scheme goes, I feel like this is actually way more versatile than what I originally thought. I feel like, and I'm in love with these 2 shades, by the way. I don't think that the camera's doing them justice, but these are stunning. But you have a good amount of like browns and pinks to work with and some beiges. I will say there are some colors here which I'm like, did we really need 4? They're barely indistinguishable from white. I feel like if you are more on the professional or illustration side of things and you want to be very specific about the shades that you use, I feel like you'll appreciate these. Me and maybe like the average person that's just using these for coloring books, maybe not so much. But we do have a healthy amount of different shades, which I can really see people that just like to do like cutesy, cozy drawings getting a lot of use out of this. I do feel like it's kind of more geared towards people that are doing illustrations. Or maybe you just like to collect markers like I do. But very, very beautiful colors. I love this. And I love this like shade of green. I don't know. I like the weird colors, but love these shades. I'm really excited about starting to use these in my coloring books. I feel like this gives me a good range of colors. Now let's put this one aside and let's start with the pastels. Okay, so all of my pastels are swatched and all of the skin tone colored ones are swatched as well. And I have to say, I am in love with the pastels color story. When I do like swatches for big colored marker sets, which by the way, I love how this came out when you arrange it with the order of this, with the exception that this random pink starting off the set. If you could have put this there, that would have been way better for me, but I digress. What I was saying is that when I do like color swatches for big marker sets like this, I tend to look if there are any filler colors, and by filler colors I mean colors that I could really dispense with and I don't really see any point in them being there. For me, I can understand that maybe for some people that would be the case with these ones because they are kind of similar. However, I'm kind of picky when it comes to like pastel beiges and pastel pinks and pastel yellows. So I personally really do appreciate the different nuances in these shades. I will absolutely use all of them in different ways, so I appreciate that. For me, the only like filler ones would be maybe these two, just in the sense that they are very, very pale and they are very close in tone. Yes, I do see that this one is slightly darker, but there isn't really that much difference in tone throughout these four. So maybe if like these two were darker, this one stayed this shade and this one stayed this shade, maybe I could like see the sense in having all of them. But with the color story as is, like I could just spend these two. But regardless, like this is a very complete pastel set. Ignoring these two, I absolutely wouldn't dispense with any of the other colors, which is pretty rare in a marker set for me. Now, when it comes to the skin tone ones, I do feel like these are versatile still. If you're buying this with the intent of using literally for skin tones, maybe these are a bit too dark. But if you don't really want to use them just for that, maybe if you want like more of warm toned, cozy toned kind of situation, I feel like these add some versatility to the set. But now going into like practical reasons why I would buy these. As I mentioned, this was the first set that I had for myself, and if you're starting off, maybe this is good for you, unless you're going with really just you like some pastel colors and you want to start off there, then this would be perfect for you. I feel like this color story is a bit more of a niche situation in the sense that you would probably be better off starting off either with this one or with this one. you know, and then complementing with this. But like I said, I bought this with my own money, and then I had these two in my wish list. So if you're like me and you like an ample sample of colors to work with, then maybe it'd be good thinking about spacing out your purchases so that you can get your hands on all of them. But that ultimately really depends on what you're going to do with them. If you're doing more of an illustration, maybe there is absolutely justification for you to buy all of these. If you're doing coloring books, maybe it absolutely depends on the coloring book that you have. For example, I have these two, and with this one that I have colored in a little bit, this one absolutely can call for, and by the way, I have a video for this, so if you want to see these alcohol markers in action, you can check this out on my channel, and I will post the link on the upper right corner. But if you want to use a coloring book like this that has very, very different, this is unfinished, that has very different sceneries and themes, you might be like me and want to have a good selection of colors to choose from, so just so you can have some variety in here and you can really play around with the sceneries and the colors. But then, for example, I also have this one, which is very kind of specific to a theme, and that maybe I have a little whale here, and maybe if you have something like this, you don't need that diversity of colors. I know that there are some coloring books that revolve around a lot of bears and a lot of pink cutesy stuff, and maybe if you have those coloring books, this would be perfect for that. So I feel like at the end of the day, it does come down to what you want to use them for. But I would say, if you're starting off, like, just to start off, either this one or this one. I feel like these are the ones that make the most sense if you're starting off and you just want to like build a collection of alcohol markers. That would be my 2 cents on that. But I absolutely do recommend either set. I feel like they add different value to your collection, like I said, basing on what you want to do with them. But I have used this one quite a bit and I'm really, really happy with it. Keep in mind, if you've never used alcohol markers before, they bleed like crazy. It's just a basic characteristic of alcohol markers. They bleed onto the paper, they ghost on the other side. It's just due to them being made out of alcohol, because alcohol does eat at the paper. But now that I'm noticing, the pastels one did way less than the normal ones, which I guess makes sense. They're pastels, they have less pigment. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with having these two in my collection. I feel like I have a really, really complete set now with my 3 babies. Like, I'm really, really happy about this. And like I mentioned, these are very, very easy to store, and they have little handles and very easy to carry around, because if you're like me, I will carry these from my desk to my bed to my couch, and this is way easier than just grabbing a bunch of markers in my hand. That's what I have to do with other markers that I own. But yes, I am very thrilled with these ones. I will be linking these in the description. I will link both to the brand directly and to Amazon. Disclaimers, these were gifted to me, but I'm in no way, shape, or form being paid to do a review or to speak positively on them. I was just sent these so that I can make some content with them and show them to you guys, and I am free to share my honest opinion. And I will say that the links for the brand themselves, those are not affiliates either. There's no discount code. The ones for Amazon, though, those are affiliate, but they're not affiliate through the brand. They're affiliate through Amazon itself. So again, the brand is not in any way, shape, or form telling me to tell you guys that these are good. I just agree that they are good. And like I said, my first experience with the brand was with the ones that I did shed 80 of my euros on, and I'm very happy with that purchase. And since I was happy with this purchase, I was very eager to say yes to them when they suggested to send these. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this was useful in maybe understanding which one is best for you and which one would be a good purchase if you'd like to purchase these or not. I do know that, like I said, in comparison to other brands that do alcohol markers, these are a lot cheaper. And I also do know that there are brands that do them for a lot less than these. and I will say that they are suspiciously cheap. I've never gotten my hands on any of those, so I wouldn't really be able to say if there's a fair difference in price or not. I do think that these are really good for the price point for alcohol markers, and the presentation is so pretty. Like, look at that. And yeah, guys, but thank you so much for watching. Let me know which set is your favorite. Do you like these skin toned ones? Do you like the pastels? Do you like the one that I got with my own money? Like, which ones do you prefer? And if you're thinking about buying any one of them, let me know which one. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!